What's going on, my fellow troops? My name is Xavvo and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I wanted to talk about the infamous DMZ mode in Modern Warfare 2 and just my thoughts on this game. I want to talk about like the general concept of this game and all the sorts. Because generally speaking, right, I do think that this mode has got potential to perform. If you remember with Modern Warfare 2019, we had a fourth mode co-op and that did not go too well. That thing did not go down very well at all. It didn't get much support. It was very under-supported, very lackluster in terms of content. It didn't really do what it said or what it set out to do, which was to extend the storyline of campaign and to bring people extra content. Ultimately, it just turned out being an AI versus player multiple round game mode. It was very boring, waste of money, and yeah, people actually had to pay to have access to the Spec Ops / co-op because it didn't come with the main game. Now, DMZ, on the other hand, in Modern Warfare 2, it does come as a part of the package with the game. You don't have to pay extra money for it, and it is supposed to be receiving a lot more support. However, I do generally believe that there is not really much of a reason for people to play DMZ. It doesn't matter how cool the concept is or how much it is supported. It ultimately comes down to a balance. It comes down to a balance of the workers putting enough work into it, you know, the developers, and also how useful and exciting it is to the community. If people are enjoying it a lot and the developers are putting a lot of work into it, it ends up being very successful. You know, it will go down as a great mode. But I don't think there's much of a reason to play DMZ. I have been on it, not very much, I will be honest with you. I don't have much game time in this mode. I know there's some YouTubers out there that have put like hundreds of hours into this mode, and I'm gonna be real with you. How? Like, generally, like, how have you put that much time into it? I've played it to unlock the M13B assault rifle. I can imagine a lot of you have also done the same, because quite literally there is not really much of an other incentive to play this mode. You have weapon challenges that will ask you to go and play DMZ. So far we just have the M13B, but I can imagine there will be a lot more down the line that will ask you to do that, and that's one reason, I guess, to get people in for a little bit. But long term, there is not really much there, and I'll tell you right now why that is, because quite literally, if you've played DMZ, it is pretty much just Al Mazrah from Warzone, but with AI, and there's no gas. The only alternative to gas that they have is after probably 30 minutes of being in the DMZ, or the demilitarized zone, whatever you want to call it. After about 20-30 minutes, the radiation will spread from the radiation zone, and it will basically consume the whole map, and you have to exfil. But there is actually no other incentive to play it. When you're in the DMZ, there is no winning sort of value. There's no real reason to go for anything, because ultimately you're just literally spawning in on a segment of the map and you're just scavenging for stuff. That is it. You just scavenge for stuff, and then you get out of there. There is actually no real purpose to playing this mode. I don't know if people consider it fun to run around a map for 20 minutes getting shot at by AIs with practically laser fucking accuracy. It's baffling. I don't think there's any real enjoyment from playing this game mode. You're literally just getting lasered by AI half the time, and when you try to do a challenge, you're getting ganged on by not only AI, but like literal sweats. There's other squads that are inside of that mode as well. It's wild. And another really bad thing about Warzone DMZ is there is no solo mode, there's no duo mode, there's just squads. So you literally, if you want to play on your own, you have to turn off the fill, and it ends up just leaving you versus multiple other players. It's not fun at all. So basically, I think if they're going to improve DMZ, the first thing they need to do is give us a real incentive to play this mode. Give us some sort of value that we can see when we hop into the game. Is there certain things we can actually achieve that will affect our account in any way? Is there a win factor? Like, if you kill other players and shit, will you actually win? I mean, I honestly don't know what you can really do with it. I generally don't know what you can do with a mode like this, because it's literally just hopping into a demilitarized zone. That is it. That is literally it. And I think it's honestly one of the most random game modes we have seen in Call of Duty by far. I don't know if there is some similar ones to this. Like, I think people kept speaking about a mode called Escape from Tarkov. I believe, from an older COD, and I don't think I had the same concept, but ultimately, there is not much value that DMZ brings to Call of Duty players. It doesn't. Literally, we only hop into this shit because we have to do weapon challenges. I don't know what else to tell you. It's miserable. There is just not much time that I think I'm going to put into it. A lot of players just aren't playing DMZ as it is. If you look at the state of multiplayer, which is probably the best part of the game in my opinion, or even Warzone 2, bro, even there's not a large number of people still playing those either because of the content or because of the fact that not all of the things they did with the game are a hit with everyone. A lot of people don't like what they did with Modern Warfare 2, and a lot of people just don't like Warzone 2. And of course with Season 2, we are expecting them to improve a bunch of that stuff. We're expecting hardcore mode to return instead of just the shitty tier 1 realism mode that we have. You know, and they're going to try and fully flesh out Warzone 2 and multiplayer, bring some more extra stuff, fix a bunch of stuff. It's going to be quite a big thing, and that's why they did actually delay Season 2 by some weeks. But again, even if they add more content to DMZ, I don't understand what's going to change very much from the base game's sort of drive. The main thing that makes the game what it is, you know? The thing that gives us an incentive to play it. I don't know if we're going to see that improve or change or anything like that, but ultimately, I just do not think there's a point in playing DMZ. And if you have actually played in DMZ as well, you'll know that there's just some of the most weirdest things in there. Like, in DMZ, you can pick up toothpaste, or you can pick up, like, completely random stuff like spanners and shit. I don't know if the spanners can be used to fix cars and shit like that. That's pretty cool, I guess, you know, and you have electrical wires and stuff, but there's just all sorts of random junk around the map that serve absolutely no purpose. Like, you're just not going to use it. So yes, I guess it suits the realism vibe, but what value does it bring to the player? Why would I want to pick up toothpaste or a bottle of liquor if I can't drink it or I can't fucking use it? You know what I mean? Like, there definitely needs to be some changes to DMZ that allow these things to be used or implemented in major ways that would actually make the game somewhat more fundamentally exciting to play. And I guess another thing I should just really say is don't give us any more weapon challenges for DMZ. Please, I am praying to you. Don't do that ever again. Just keep the challenges in Warzone or multiplayer, or at least if you're going to make DMZ challenges, make it a pick or choose thing. So if any of the DMZ players want to unlock it in DMZ, they can do it in DMZ, and everyone else can choose multiplayer, because we've been able to do this in other cards. You know, you have a multiplayer and a zombie challenge, which you can pick for zombies or multiplayer. Don't make everything constricted to just one mode, because people are going to get pissed off. Yeah, and I can tell you from doing the M13B challenge, where you've got to kill the chemist in the radiation zone, it's not fun. It is extremely tedious. There is other groups that are trying to do the same thing. It was probably worse, actually, when they first added it, because everybody was trying to unlock it. So I did leave it kind of late, so that's kind of good, I guess. But it's just not fun. It's just not fun. It's way too sweaty. The AI does way too much damage. A lot of the time, they actually seem to laser you from distances that are just unbeknownst to me. Like, actually, it doesn't make any sense. It's like they can literally see through walls and shit. It's like the AI is way too overpowered in DMZ. So basically, if you're on your own, you're screwed. And if you don't have like stacks of armor plates on you, you're also screwed. It's just not fun. There is no real fun to DMZ. And that's why I'm going to have to leave it for today's video. So yeah, sorry if you guys don't enjoy the little rants or the talks, but I do actually hope to see DMZ improve, because I do think as a game that I've purchased, it's part of the game, you know, it's part of what I paid for, and I do want to see this game mode improve, because I do obviously think, you know, like a wasteland with like shit left around and you're going to scavenger, I think that concept's cool, but in practice they've just basically taken Warzone's Al Mazrah and it's the same thing but with AI. They need to give us, I think, a different map for DMZ specifically, like maybe an overgrown apocalyptic map, you know, post-apocalyptic map, something like that, you know, lower the AI's damage output, and they need to also do some other things as well to kind of bring more content and a drive to play the game, because weapon challenges are not going to drive people to play this game. That's only going to get them on for a few hours or a day or so, maybe a week, and they'll be back off that shit, because it's not exciting enough as it is. It's like co-op from Modern Warfare 2019, it's bland, and it's not going to keep people playing the game. So that's all I have to really say. DMZ, I hope it improves, and let me know what you guys think of DMZ down in the comment section. If you can fill me in on more of the information about DMZ, really, what do you play it for, and what do you enjoy DMZ for? And yeah, but I thought this was an interesting discussion. So yeah, obviously we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Season 2. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.